Hey everybody, Danny Maude here. Thanks for joining us. Did you know that if you struggle with your game, you struggle maybe with slicing the golf ball, you struggle with contact, you struggle with a bit of power, all you're doing is running the same pattern over and over again. You're doing the same things in your swing over and over again that keep repeating the same faults. Well, the same is true for good players. They have a pattern in their movement that creates good shots on a consistent basis. And in this week's golf lesson, I'm going to share with you, particularly in how you start the downswing, a certain pattern. If you can learn this, and it's not that complicated, you can do it in the comfort of your own home, you can certainly learn to feel it in the comfort of your own home, you will literally transform your entire golf swing. I really promise you that. So that is what we're going to cover in this week's golf lesson. Now before I do, if you're new to the channel, this is one of your first videos of mine, please consider subscribing. Press that little bell button, next subscribe button, you get notified every time I release a video just like this one. Plus, you never have to remember a thing. I put a free downloadable practice guide in the description box below. You can just take away and practice. So, if you're slicing the golf ball or you're struggling to make contact, let me show you what's happening visibly, and then we'll show you how we can start changing this pattern. So what you'll see is a lot of people that you're on your back foot here through impact, you're coming out to win, you're coming across the line of the golf ball, creating these slices, whether that be with your irons or your driver. Same on the way through. Watch this. From this angle, you're hitting off your back foot here, you're leaning back, you're getting into this flicky motion here, you're coming across the golf ball. What pattern are you running? Well, did you know that most people's patterns, and probably yours too, actually start in the ground first, the way you shift your movement? Let me show you. Watch this. Now I'm going to exaggerate this. I'm going to raise my heels off the ground just to show you something. Your pattern, the way you move your feet, is like this. Your heels move towards the target on the way back, inside your shoes. That gets you coming inside. Then the heels move away from the target on the way through. That gets you coming over the top. Now, clearly I'm exaggerating this. You don't see people's heels moving around all over the place, but they move inside your shoes without you realizing. And what happens is people pivot this way, they get stuck inside. Then watch this. Their heels move away and they swing over the top, and you come over the top and create this big slice. We need to reverse that pattern. So what do great players do? The players that are powerful, consistently get into this position. They do completely the opposite. I'm going to show you a picture of McIlroy in a second. You know what he does incredibly, he does exactly this. Watch this. Great players, in an exaggerated way, I'm just showing it just for camera, watch this. Great players reverse it. Heel away from the target, swing back. Watch this. Heel towards the target, swing through. What do you notice now? Not only is my weight on my lead side, watch this. Watch how powerful this is. 1, 2. Now if me and you, now we're going to have a tug of war, where would actually my heels be pointing? And where would my toes be pointing? Towards you. This is the most powerful position to be in. Yes, of course they rotate coming through, right? But this is the most powerful position. Now, I am truly exaggerating this because I want you to feel it. Because the reality is we don't see people's heels moving drastically in the golf swing, but your feet inside your shoes, there's a lot going on that you need to start to experience. You can do this and you will start to make a big difference. Take a look at Rory. Look at his transition. Notice that when he comes in, his heels are actually moving slightly towards the target. He's forming that platform, this strong motion. Before, yes, he then fires and rotates through. But that is a strong motion. Now, as you're doing this, notice the shape. If you come over the top, we do the opposite. Heels towards the target is bad. Heels away to the target gets you over the top. Watch this. Heels away from the target on the way back. It's going to creates this very coordinated online motion and then watch this on the way down just before we complete our backswing. Look at this. We then start to come this way. So you're creating a naturally powerful motion so naturally. But yes, I am exaggerating it. We don't see people's heels moving around, but we're going to make it very subtle in a second. But by doing this, you work on these motions, you will start to create the sensation of getting into this lead side powerfully here, online, ready to really launch this shot. So do this with me now. If you've got time, stand up And let's find a rhythm. Let's do it wrong first. It's very, very important. Making a change in your golf swing is never easy because patterns are sometimes unconscious. You don't even realize you're doing them. And sometimes they're tricky to change. So what we're going to do is we're going to help you experience it. So let's do it exaggerated first, right? What we're going to do, we're going to do it wrong. I want you simply just to go up onto your heels, move your heels towards the target, then away. Nothing more complicated than this. Then what I want you to do is start to add a golf club into this. Swing, 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 swing. And now as I'm doing it, I'm letting this club swing freely. 1, 2. Feel what is happening to your weight and what you're doing with the club. You should start to feel how this is naturally going to get you over the top. That's not the feeling you want. Now reverse it. 1, swing, 2, swing. Can you see? And then 1, 2. Get a rhythm of this, get a sense. And yes, I'm hugely exaggerating it because exaggeration really promotes the feeling. We're going to make it subtle. So inside my shoes now, if I really wanted to make this subtle, I might go, first of all, exaggerate. 1, 2, 1, 2. Then what I'll do, see if inside my shoes I can feel the same 1, 2. Now you don't see my heels moving at all now, but now what you've got is I'm creating the shape and the necessary pattern in my body that is now moving me naturally forward on the right line so I can really propel that shot. Versus the pattern, which is the slice pattern, which gets you moving away from the target. You see? Okay, so let's have a look at this in action. So get that pattern out. I'm going to hit driver in a second so you can see this, but I've just got a very soft 8 I'm going to hit at the moment. And all I'm going to do is get that sensation of 1, 2. Let's have a look at this. Felt pretty good. Whoa, sit down. Sit down. That's a good straight up. I've been injured a little bit. My power is definitely coming back. That's pretty good. So, what have we done? Look, if you are slicing the ball, you're striking the ground behind the golf ball, you're seeing visible things like over the top. You're seeing visible things which are leaning back. But they're often caused by the invisible, the things that you can't see, the things that how your feet are interacting with that ground. Now, as we said, learn to exaggerate the motion first. We want to kind of reverse it. Move the heels away from the target on the way back, towards the target on the way down. Notice as well the organization. It's feet, swing, get that momentum going. All this will organize it. Let's remind ourselves of Rory. Look at Rory here. Look at how he forms that incredibly powerful platform naturally. Now, I don't know, you and I are not Rory McIlroy, and I don't expect you to swing anything like him, but this is a pattern that everybody can learn, okay? So notice it. 1 forms that platform here. That then is like you and me having a game of tug of war. When he forms that platform here, he's turned towards you, he's ready to pull this and drive this down. Then he releases through the impact area. He's not in the transition like this. This is weak, this is off the back foot, this is going to get you hitting it fat, hitting it thin, you name it. Now, just one caveat before we finish, very, very important. Do not, me and you are going to be different ages. Do not try and hit golf balls to start with angling your foot in this position. Why? Because your leg is turned away. It reduces your flexibility, okay? The whole purpose of this is for you to feel the motion. The reality is it's nowhere near as exaggerated as that, okay? But you can learn to feel it. All you've got to do then is find a rhythm and make it subtle. Watch this. 1, 2. So that's really tiny motions now. Then what I'm going to do, look, I'm going to feel like my feet are doing that in my shoes. Yeah, I'm finding a rhythm with this. Then I'll walk to the golf ball. Trying to do the same thing. Just feeling that motion. Time and time and get that pattern going. You change that pattern, reverse it pattern, oh my God, it would be absolutely amazing for your golf and your friends. So do me a favor, please share this video because this one thing alone, particularly if you've got friends, just slice the ball. If they can learn to do this while they've got time in the gardens, at home, get that sensation, it can really transform their entire swing by just a simple change in their pattern. Okay, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Again, share it with your friends. And of course, look, if you're new to the channel, come and join me every week by pressing that subscribe button and the bell. And there's a free downloadable practice plan. You don't have to remember any of this. I'll put it in a link. Some people have been asking me, where is it? Take the video screen, what you're looking at right now. There should be a small little upside down triangle. That's a drop down box. Click that box. You'll find the practice plan in there. Just click the button and away you go. So thanks for joining me this week. Until next week, have a great golfing week.